Okay, we can get started now. Good evening again, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Q&A session. For those of us who are joining us probably for the first time, my name is Shedrack, your instructor for the duration of this program. My name, I'm an operations manager at the digital agency, right? And like I mentioned, I'll be your instructor for the duration of this program. For this Q&A session, we have an art specialist joining us to take our questions, our paid art questions, whatever questions that we may have to ask regarding paid ads. I'll be introducing him shortly. So just so everyone gets prepared with their questions, because this is almost like a one-off opportunity to get a specialist, an art specialist that would answer any questions that you have regarding paid advertising, either on Meta or on Google, right? So let me go straight now to introduce him. His name is Mr. Joshua Amobi. He's an advertising specialist with over 15 years worth of experience. He's an advertising specialist with over 15 years worth of experience. Someone who, excuse me, someone who has groomed himself over the years when it comes to everything digital advertising, right? So let me call on him now to speak. Hi, Mr. Joshua, can you hear me?
Hi, Shedrack. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yeah, nice to have you join us. So I'll be handing over to Mr. Joshua now to also do a bit more of introduction of himself, and then we can get the class started with questions that we have regarding paid advertising. So Mr. Joshua, over to you.
All right. So good evening, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, just put a reaction or just drop on the chat so you can hear me. So, okay. All right. I see that most people can hear me. All right. So my name is Joshua, and I'm an ad specialist, an ad manager. Yeah, just like Mr. Shedrack said, I've been in the game for over 15 years. Yeah, so I've seen the trends come in and trends go, and I've managed ad accounts spending up to $10 million, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, right? So I do Meta ads, Google ads, PPC ads, and majorly all known digital form of advertising, basically. Yeah. So I currently work with Better of Service as an ad manager. Right. So yeah. So that's basically who I am. And is there anything else worth saying? Okay. So I'm also an author. I've written quite a couple of books, especially e-guides. Yeah. So maybe as we progress, I will share links to those particular materials. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm the one that you actually watched me in the videos that you watched for this particular week's module. So you're speaking to the person that you watched in the module. So yeah. So you guys have questions. Let me start with addressing questions first concerning what was learned throughout the week. So if you have any question, just use the raising of hand features under reaction so that you can ask your question quickly. So let's do that because we don't have much of the time. Sure, I can actually go ahead and do that, right? Or do you want to do something first?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let the questions start coming in. Can you guys hear me? Let me say Farida Abdullahi. If you're on the call, can you hear me? Just unmute yourself. Let me know that you can hear me. Farida, you're on the call. All right. So basically, it's actually a crime for you not to respond to me. So I don't see a reason why you'll be on the call and your name is mentioned and you don't respond. I believe there are team leads. Mr. Shede, I believe there are team leads for this particular program, right? And they're on the call.
Yes, I can see Messi on the call.
Okay. So please, anybody that does not respond, the person's attendance is revoked. There's no reason why you'll be on the call and you don't respond. So I take response seriously. Farida, if you're on the call, I believe he or she just left the call. Okay. Helen, please, if you're on the call, unmute and say hi.
Hello, good evening. I'm on the call.
All right. Good evening, Helen. Farida, one last time. Are you on the call? Okay. So, Mercy Gladys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sorry, I lost my network for a while. What are we talking about?
Okay, so I said if I mention someone's name and they don't respond, please don't take the person's attendance.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. I'm here.
All right. Okay, so since there are no questions coming in, I believe there should be questions. How many of you were able to complete your module for this week? Let me start with that. Just raise your hands. Don't put any other reaction. Just raise your hands and keep it there. If you're able to complete your module for this week. Let's do that quickly.
Please, I have a question before we get to that.
Okay. So I'll get to your question, Gladys, but I just want to do this quickly. Please raise your hands if you've completed your module for this week. I'm yet to see any hands up. Are you trying to tell me that none of you completed your modules for this week? Okay, Mr. Val, raise it and keep it there. Don't remove it, just raise it and keep it there. I want to know those who did not complete their modules for this week. If you don't raise, that means you're telling me that you did not complete your module. So I'm only seeing Saval and Tony. So these are, Mercy, were you able to complete your module for this week? I'm not seeing your hands up. Okay, so only 3 people. So Mercy, please, at the end of the day, send in these 3 names to your program coordinator. Right, I'll get back to the agency regarding the number of people that were able to complete their modules for this week. Mercy, did you hear me?
Yes.
So take down the names of the 3 people that are completed and every other person. Just the 3 people, send it to your program coordinator. Tell her that Mr. Joshua told you to send to her. She will know what to do with it. Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
All right. So Tony, Saval, you guys can raise down your hands now. So you can go ahead with your question, Mercy.
So I was asking, what do you do when you experience ad exhaustion? Like you've been running your Facebook ad the right way, you've been targeting the people you're supposed to be targeting, but your ad is not bringing enough leads as you wanted. So what do you do when you experience that? Do you stop running your ads for a while, or do you change your target? What do you do when it comes to that?
Okay. So what you do when you first of all, there are some things that you need to check, right? You don't need to stop the ads. You're just not doing something right. So first of all, you need to change your creative that you're using for the ads, right? So there might be a situation whereby your communication is not really strong enough for your target audience, right? So these days, ad targeting is not really much of a big deal now, right? Because of the whole privacy issue that is going on, right? So a lot of devices do have like strong privacy, making it hard for all the social media platforms to like give accurate data, right? So what works now basically is strong communication. Your creatives needs to be laser focused, right? It needs to communicate why they should reach out to you in the first place, why they should exchange their contact with you in the first place, right? What's in for them, right? So if your ad is not performing well, the first thing to even look at is your creative before every other thing else, right? So how many creatives are you using? Should I say did you use for that particular ads? How many?
We used to.
Okay. So I usually advise having like 3 different creatives in 2 different formats. So what do I mean by 3 different creatives? So first of all, sorry, what do I mean by 2 different formats? So there are different formats of creatives. So there's the video, there's what's it called? Graphics, right? So that these are 2 different kinds of creatives. So first of all, you need to whatever creative that you're using, you need to do it in 2 different formats. If you're not able to do it in 2 different formats, then the format that you did it for, you need to make sure that you have 3 samples of it, right, and 3 different communications, basically, right? So having just 2 won't cut it. And when I say just to when I mention 3, you need to like do a little bit of tweaking in the offer that you gave in the 3 different creatives that you have, and then test them out, right? So you test the first one, test the second one, test the third one, right? So we have I believe we have an upcoming doing like a live simulation. So I'll throw more light regarding to that in the live simulation, right? But you need to have like at least 3 different creatives too. Some people have as much as 5, some people have as much as 10, and they test out all 10 of them, and then they find out that particular creative that has the message that resonates with winning creative. We just have to like double creatives you already have is not communicating directly well with them, with your target audience. That's one. 2 is that in cases where you find out that a creative was working and all of a sudden it stops working, right? I don't know if that's the case here, whether if that creative actually worked before. Is it the first time using the creative?
No, it's not the first time. It's the second time we're using it, and we didn't get as much leads as we got using it the first time.
Okay. So in this case now, what is happening is not the creative. What is happening is what is called ad fatigue. Ad fatigue happens when your target customers have seen a particular creative like several times already, right? So once they see something similar to that, they don't bother actually reading the details. They just keep past it. Their mind tends to tell them that they've seen that ad like this before, so there is no point them seeing it again. So it's called ad fatigue. So that's why you need to change that particular creative. And when I'm talking about changing, I'm not saying changing the communication, because if it worked before, the communication is actually on point. So what you need to change is the design, right? You need to play with the design, change the colors. Every single thing about the design has to change, so that once they see the ads, they can actually stop and read the content of the ad without having to pass, right? So in this particular case, you just need to redesign the creative, but leave the communication, the content of the creative, like the write-ups on the creative. is it a video or a graphic design?
It was a graphic design. It was a poster.
Okay. So keep the write-up on the poster. Just change the entire design of the poster. Did you hear me?
Sorry, you're a bit lost. Come again.
I said keep the write-up on the poster, right? Then change the entire design of the poster. Change the color, the images used, the shapes used, the icons used. Change everything else. Just keep the write-up. Because what is happening here is what is called art fatigue. They are already used to the design. So their brain, once they see your ads while scrolling on social media, right, their brain is already telling them that they've seen it somewhere else. So they don't need to pause again to really read it again, right? Making you miss out on your target audience, them engaging with your ad. So change everything about the design so that their brain does not recognize the ad. They will see it as a fresh ad and then get to read your content on the ad and the offer you're offering. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
All right. Any other question?
Yes, sir. My name is Eliklim Agrippa, and I'm speaking from Ghana. So, I run a Facebook ad campaign for my personal business, a fumigation and a cleaning service, and I do regular posting on my social media platforms. But then I have one particular video content that I promote a lot. Almost every week, I run ads with that particular video, and then I get good response. Some weeks I don't get good response. Some weeks I get good response. With regards to what you just mentioned, the ad fatigue, do you think if I also decide to play around or decide to promote another video, I might get more feedbacks?
Okay. So first thing, you need to ask yourself, is your business a seasonal business? Right? For the fact that it works sometimes, then some other time it doesn't work. You need to ask yourself, is it a seasonal business? Is it a particular time of the month that, okay, the people I'm targeting actually needs this particular service, right? Because I'm seeing a pattern here, right? If it's not a seasonal business and you can for sure say that it's not a seasonal business, right? Then you can go ahead and play with your creative, play around with it, then do a little bit of changes, and then try again. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. I think I get you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. More questions? I'm still waiting for more questions.
Tony, you can go ahead.
How many of you here have tried running an ad campaign before? If you've tried running an ad,
Sorry, Mr. Joshua. Can you hear me? Somebody has his hand up, so I guess he has a question.
okay, Tony. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So my question is, when it comes to in terms of social media marketing, when you use ads, I know that you can see, is it the ROI, I'll call it, to know how successful, running that ad was. I wanted to know with influencer marketing, how exactly does that work to know if it was successful or not? Because you could use various influencers, so how would you know whether it was successful? Thank you.
Okay, so are you asking in regards to ads or are you asking in regards to influencer marketing? Because I believe these two things are two different.
Okay, I'm asking in regards to influencer markets.
Okay, so in terms of, although it's not this is not my area, but I know we've like done a couple of I've been involved with some couple of influencer marketing. So how you track the performance of influencer marketing, right, is there are actually tools you can use, right? So for example, you can give your influencer a unique code. I don't know if you've seen any promotion done by any influencer. They tend to tell you, use my promo code, use my code as so and so while making the purchase, right? I don't know. Have you noticed such a thing before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So the reason why that was created is to know the number of conversion that is coming in from that particular influencer. Right, so that's like one way you can actually track to know, okay, this influencer that we engaged is actually bringing in so number of conversions for us, right? Another way is to have what is called a referral link, right? So a link that they can share with their audience to actually use, maybe to buy from your website or whatever service or product that you offer, right? So anybody that clicks and comes through that particular link, right? There are platforms you can use. I know platforms like Bitly, bit.ly, right? They have such features. You can actually, and I don't think it's under the free version. I believe it's under the paid version. So you can actually explore such tools, right? Create referral links for your influencer, so that once they're promoting and then inviting their audience to engage with your business, they should follow that particular link so that you can be able to track and know that, okay, this particular traffic is coming from so XYZ influencer. So and the third way you can actually go about it is you try to test the influencer marketing, only influencer marketing. You don't combine other forms of digital marketing. So when you are doing influencer marketing, you stop running ads, you stop social media marketing to some degree, right? And then promote the influencer, work with the influencer for a period of time, and then see the result that you can get from that particular influencer. So like these are the three ways that you can actually measure the growth, the the kind of growth that was brought in by engaging an influencer. Did you hear me, Tony?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you can actually also combine influencer marketing with ads, right? The way you can combine influencer marketing with ads is getting the influencer to do like a promotional video for you, for your brand, basically. And the advantage to that is, for the fact that this person is already an influencer, that means people tend to stop to watch their content, right? And instead of having to play around with plenty creatives and all of that just to get your target audience to stop and read your ads, you can use the face of the influencer. Once they see the influencer's face, they will stop to actually see, okay, what's this person trying to say? How is this person connected to this brand? They can even go as far as checking out the offer itself, right? So you can actually get them. One of the ways I've seen brands that we've worked with like improve their ad performance is getting an influencer to do their promotional video. You don't need to engage them as an ambassador for a long period of time. Just get them to do your promotional video or creative for you, right? So once you get them inside, that's like one of the ways to grab people's attention and make them to stop to read your ads or engage with your ads. So that's like an extra tip on how to combine both if you're interested in doing that. Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
All right. So more questions. If you have any questions, just use the reaction raise of hand under reaction. That's if you're joining on mobile. So that I can see that and then take your question. So I wanted to ask, how many of you have been able to create an ad? Did I see someone raise their hands? Sorry, I saw someone's reaction, but I don't know whether it is hand raising. Please use the hand raising, not just reaction, so that I can see that you're the one. Okay, Priscilla, can go ahead. Priscilla, can go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, so my own is I'm just starting, like I'm trying to grow my brand on social media, Facebook for instance, and I just want to ask if it's advisable that at this early age to boost my post, for instance, because I've come across a post, someone talking about like he's advising not to, if you're just starting, not to boost posts or create art, like do it, let's say like naturally or something to grow. Sometimes that if you boost your post and then the algorithm will later on it's like mark will be is it by shadow banning you or something. So I just want to ask like from you as the expert, is it advisable for me to boost my post or create art now? Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, there is nothing wrong with you boosting your posts. It does not affect algorithm, right? Because if you boost your posts, you're actually exchanging money with Meta, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to be shadow banned or whatever, right? So there's nothing like that. It does not affect your performance, right? So in such cases, what I tend to tell people, right, for the fact that you want to boost your content means that your content is not really yeah, how will I put it? Instagram, Facebook is not really as friendly to new accounts, right? Like the way TikTok, YouTube is, right? So the algorithm is not really friendly with people who are just getting started. So for you to actually get in the favor of algorithm, it has nothing to do with ads. So even if you're starting out, I even advise you to use ads, right? Because the algorithm for Instagram and Facebook is not in favor of beginners. I think Facebook is changing now, but Instagram is still old school, basically. Unless you are using some set of features, new features, because I know Meta tends to reward people who use their new features. Right. One of the things I do advise people is for social media managers, try to use Meta's new features. They tend to reward you a lot. Let's say, for example, us now, if you're creating an ad and we use Meta's Advantage Plus, all these their new features, they tend to give us ad credits in return to run more ads. So I've known that about Meta. If you try their new features, they tend to you tend to be in favor with them. So try out their new features, things like Reels, Explore, like creating contents for like content format for those features, right? Try it out. You get it will improve your algorithm. But on a natural, like neutral ground, the algorithm does not favor new accounts. Just the platforms that favor new accounts is TikTok, YouTube. Those ones they really. I've seen someone who just came on TikTok and their first video is doing about 10,000 views. Their first video. They've not created any video, but that's not possible on Instagram. You have to do a lot of you have to do a lot of collaborations, even involve advertising as well to reach that number of view. So yeah, so my advice is this: you can go ahead and involve ads to get, because you are a business, and I believe that you want to get as much result as fast as possible, right? So you can involve ads, but also improve on your content, use Meta's free new features. That way it helps to get you in favor with Meta. So that's like my advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. More questions. Time is funds were spent. Priscilla, you can raise down your hands now. So if you have any question, please raise your hands so that we can take that before 8:45. Amarachi Godwin, are you on this call? If you're on this call, just unmute yourself and let me know that you're on the call. Someone was trying to say something now. Who was that? CW double Y. You're trying to say
I was
something.
just saying, yeah, I was just saying about so I thought you said you were meet
Oh, okay. Okay. So have you created any ads before?
No, I have not.
Okay. Do you own a business or do you own a business?
No, but I want to. I'm about to.
Oh, okay. 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 So I need someone who has created ads before. Clement, are you on the call?
Yes, please.
So have you created any form of ads before?
No,
Why is that?
because I don't know how to.
Okay. Have you completed this week's modules? Mr. Clement, did you hear me?
Actually, today is my first time.
First time not following. I mean, have you completed this week's module?
No, please.
And why is that?
Today is my first time joining. I had a problem with my phone.
Oh, okay. Try as much as possible to catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
So please,
Someone
are
dropped.
the previous classes recorded?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are the previous classes recorded? Meetings recorded?
You mean the live Q&A session?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's available on BOSSA's YouTube channel. We recently started streaming on YouTube, even right now. So you can go back and watch the previous streams.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, someone asked a question by the person with the letter D. Asked the question. Okay. So, okay, not a question. You said, I'm running Facebook ads in collaboration with someone. Okay, tell me more about it. Please unmute yourself. Tell me more about the ad campaign.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Delia. I'm selling inverter solar generator. So I'm running Facebook adverts for the products online. Although our advert has not
Okay.
converted, but it's been running for like 4 weeks now. We usually get a lot of inquiries. The last time I checked the insights, like 10 days ago, we had reached about 6,600 people.
Okay.
Yes, our budget for a day is like 2,000, like 2,000 thereabout for a day. Naira, 2,000 naira, less than like a dollar, like a dollar. for those that are not Nigerian so that they can relate to what I'm saying. But the reach has been massive, but we have not been able to have actual sale. Although the product I'm pushing kind of is like a premium product, but I've not been able to target the right marketer. I'm thinking of moving to Instagram, and targeting iPhone users. Part of the reason why I signed up for the class. Then I'm also considering doing Google adverts as well, because I know that the adverts are more I don't know what to put it. The stat sheets are more accurate rather than just pushing out adverts. And I don't know. I think you try to understand what I'm trying to say. That like a
Yeah,
mass
yeah,
market, I'm just pushing. Like they might be traded, they might not be traded. Why? I'm talking about the creative that you talked about. Initially, I was using the script that was given by the complaint, but immediately I created the script. I created a story that people could relate to. The inquiries from people that are helping me to post on status was
okay,
massive, as in people started asking questions. I wrote a story that people can relate to. I said initially we're just selling, oh, buy this, buy this. Immediately I just created a story. Like someone lives, okay, this is like a summary. I said someone lives in Mafoluku area of Lagos, for those that live in Lagos, and he lives in Matogo area of Ogun, that they usually observe one day light, one day on and one day off. So they don't usually have light, and not usually at home. But he works in another area where they're on Bambi, where he can actually carry the solar generator in his hand and charge in the office. Immediately people could relate to story and inquiries. People that have been posting and there are no reason. How people are able to post to groups and on WhatsApp status and they have not been responding. Immediately they shared that story, as in the real inquiry started pouring in. I think the
yeah,
creative has a way of making the market move.
yeah. True,
Thank you.
true. So
That's very much. We are still running the advert here. We almost got another say yesterday, but I learned that my business partner said that the person had issue with his phone. But we are going to conclude the sale on Monday, hopefully, by God's grace, and that's just it.
okay, okay. So congratulations. Like I mentioned, you already understand the importance of creative, right? So one extra thing that I feel you should do to
Yeah.
kind of improve the current campaign that is running, right? You've gotten the creative right. You've gotten a creative that is working, basically. So the thought process of trying out Google search also works because people who are searching on Google actually are in current need of that particular product. That's why they're searching,
Our product,
right?
yeah.
So you can also explore Google.
Yeah.
But there's something I want to also point out. I feel that you don't have. Um, Ad is not plug and play, basically, right? Ad is not plug and play. Ad is not you run the ads, you get sales. That's not how it works, right? There's what is called a funnel that is behind an ad, right? So a funnel means, okay, what is the step that a customer takes from visiting to actually buying, right? And your ad should not be the last of the funnel, which is buying. Ad should be the first touch point, right? Depending on the platform. So if you're running on platforms like Google, you might skip the first touch point because they already have the problem there, and they're already in search of a provider, a solution for it, right? So that one is a different case altogether. But if you're running on platforms like social media platforms, that is not Google or Google search, right? Running on such platforms, you are starting from the top of the funnel, not from the middle and not from the bottom of the funnel. So the bottom of the funnel is basically conversion, right? So conversion in the sense that, okay, they are speaking to, maybe you are taking them to a page where they can put their card details and pay, right? That's like the bottom of the funnel. You don't do that via ads, via social media ads. I've seen situations where it tends to work, but in a large percentage of the situations, it does not work. You need to start from the top of the funnel. So what's the top of the funnel? The top of the funnel is awareness, basically. I'm not saying you should run an awareness campaign, right? That's not what I'm saying, right? So what I'm saying is that no matter the objective that you're using for the ads, whether if it's conversion, treat it as an awareness, right? Because if you use awareness objective, Meta is going to mess up your ads, obviously. Don't use that particular objective, right? It doesn't work. It works for some brands, but not for someone who has a very tight budget. So don't even use that. But no matter the objective we're using, treat this as an awareness. So the top of the funnel is the first time they get to come in contact with your product. So let's say, for example, your solar business now, right? You can offer something like an appraisal. You can offer something like helping them know what is going to cost, right, to set up a solar system for their business or for their home, right? Something that does not really require so much for them to commit. Are you hearing me, D?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay. So you can offer that for the campaigns that you are running, right? Once they come in contact with you, right? Because when a customer is coming in contact with you, they don't know you from anywhere. This is the first time that they're coming across your business, right? And you're not so much of a popular brand that okay, they will say that okay, they've seen you a couple of times before. This is the first time that they're coming in contact with you, right? So you need to like soften the ground. You don't need to move towards sales. Okay, this is what we are selling. This is the price. Do you want to buy or this? No, 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 no. You don't do that. You need to come softly. So softly can be you can offer them something free of charge to start with, right? So I know nobody rejects free things basically, and free things tends to create a sense of goodwill, right? It tends to soften the ground. It tends to make people comfortable to work with you, irrespective of the fact that they're coming in contact with you for the first time, right? So that's like the top of the funnel. Exchange something for free with them, right? Maybe a guide on how to go about this, or an appraisal on what is going to cost them. You get, or a free consultation. Basically, yeah, they're not charging you. You're not charging them anything, right? So once they've come in contact and become comfortable with you, you can now move them to the next stage of the funnel. So the next stage of the funnel is basically you can move them to engagement. So engagement can be any form of engagement at all. You can add them to your WhatsApp contact list, right? You can create like a specific WhatsApp contact, right? That the only contacts on that particular number is your customers or people who kind of saw your ads.
And
You,
it
you
can be different. Yeah, at one point or the other.
Yes, at one point or the other, right? So you can engage them with your WhatsApp status, posting things, maybe things like reviews, things about your business, customers that you've done such things before. You get all those things. So all those things you're prepping them, basically. I know some of them will move directly from awareness to conversion. I've seen situations like that, but a lot of them will not move from awareness to conversion. That's why the engagement is very important. Something that makes them to engage with you, right, to know more about your business without you having to stuff them with information, basically. So I've seen people who do that in terms of using WhatsApp. They save their numbers, then they keep on posting about the clients they've worked with, posting about their product, posting about their service, right? So once the person has gotten to some extent, your sales team can then reach out to them. Okay, see, you can decide to like launch a promo, like a few percentage discount promo, right? And then you now reach out to them and try to convert them after they've stayed in your engagement funnel for like, you can give them like a couple of 2 weeks, 3 weeks to stay on that particular, to just keep on watching your status for a period of time, right? So at the end of the 3 weeks, your sales team can reach out to them, give them a discount, and see their reaction towards whether if they're ready for conversion, right? So that's like basically the psychology behind it. You don't just move from, you don't use ads to move from awareness to conversion, although in some cases it does work. but it's a lesser percentage. If it's out of 100%, it's like 20% times that it works. And the reason why it works is because the person maybe the person is not new to the concept. The person already understands how it works, so the person already knows what he or she is looking for. And once they find out that you are the person that they are looking for, they just convert immediately. But in most cases, most people are not that way. Most of your target customers are not that way. So you need to treat it as a funnel. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But the person I'm running the advert with, that's aiming to run the advert, is not looking at the long-term issue. But like most of these people online, they are not serious. I'm like, let's create a relationship, encourage them to save your number. That they indicated interest mean that they are interested in the product. I painted a scenario for her that you're a Christian, you are not likely to buy a Quran. Yes, sir. That if you want an advert for a Bible, that means instead of in interest, the person is a Christian, so the person would likely buy something that is Christian. If you're a Muslim, you want adverts for Quran, the person will definitely buy something related to Quran. Like if you're a drinker, if you want an advert related to drinks, the person will definitely respond. I will definitely buy that at one point or the other. Well, like most of these people that are educated, but because I've not, that's why I'm coming for the training. Because most of the knowledge I have, they are more of theoretical knowledge. That's why I'm going for the training to sharpen my knowledge, and to run. It's very likely I will take hold of the campaign myself, then run the advert. I also know that Meta usually makes up a lot of page, they lose page, and other kind of things. So I'm kind of learning. I'm learning the practical. Then learn somebody there. I'm doing the page. I post on I only post the page, but it's the one that run the advert. If I have my creative, I run my line, I run my script. But she's the one that is running, posting this. And I also know that they say there are times where adverts go viral. I just decided up for this class as well. I'm not sure if she has been following and all that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, thank you so much for the insight. I'm going to try out one of the things you said. Then I'm going to follow through. Thank you so much. I also been learning from the class as well, from the videos. I'm on module 3, although I had a very busy week, but I'm on module 3. I'm about to complete the module. I've watched the first video. I'm on the second video. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Some more questions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Agrippa,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
It's really Clem again. My phone went low, so I had to change the Zoom account. Please, I have another question. So, about ad campaign. So there have been times that when I'm running the campaign, I encounter this problem. The ad set doubles, and sometimes I don't actually. There's no way to delete when the ad set doubles. So let's say 2 or 3. There's no way to delete. Sometimes you end up running or publishing the campaign, and when the campaign starts running, you notice that the amount of money that is being charged from your debit card or from your account is more than the usual. And I sometimes find it difficult because anytime I try to delete the ad set, it deletes the entire ad. I have to run a new campaign again. So I need a little insight on that, on how to be able to, anytime I want to duplicate the ad, after the ad ends and I want to duplicate it, the asset wouldn't double. Thank you.
Okay, so you can't duplicate what's it called? An ad set without duplicating the ad. That's one of the things I've discovered recently. I've hit rocks concerning that issue, and I've realized that ads are now connected to ad sets. So if you are duplicating an ad set, you are duplicating the ads itself. They are two together as of now. I don't know if that is an error from Meta on their own end, but this is this is the current deal right now. Right, this is the current deal right now. So if you want to duplicate an ad, you just have to create the same ad set twice. I feel the reason why you are duplicating the ad is so that you can test multiple creatives, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just create double ad sets, right? The same setting for the ad set level for both of them, but for the ads level, just change the creatives. It will still work the same way.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Someone else raised their hands with when you raised your hands too. Who is the person? I know I saw two hands raised. Please ask your question. We have less than 3 minutes for this class to end.
Okay, sorry, I have another question. It's a quick one. Is it possible to sell on Facebook and still later get monetized?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is it possible for me to be selling on Facebook and still later get my page for my page to get monetized?
Okay. When it comes to page monetization, right, that's like a separate subject. So we're looking at bringing in another expert in terms of page monetization for a live class, basically on YouTube. We're still discussing with the person, but I believe as of current, I'm not fully sure because it's not really my specialty. But I believe that not all accounts, not all pages can be monetized, right? And as far as you're creating content, your page can be monetized, irrespective that the content you're posting is you're promoting a product, right? So, but if you're talking about using ads to promote the content, the engagement gotten from the ad is not added to your what's it called, your metrics for monetization. So the same way it works on YouTube, if you promote a video, the watch time you get from the video, when people watch that particular video, does not add to your qualification for monetization. So it doesn't work that way. The only thing that adds is the organic reach. That's the one that adds up. Did you get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So last question,
Thank
Saval, you can go ahead, ask your question so that we can wrap up.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I was having network issues, so I was a little bit off. Right, right. So I want to ask, there was something you called that the question the lady asked about your art style being overused and the client is used to it. So what do you well, I just wanted to get the name, add something. I couldn't get the name because of the network issues.
Okay, it's called ad fatigue.
Ad fatigue. Is there something? Is that how do you know? How do you realize that you've come to that situation? Is it when your lead has dropped, then you know that you have ad fatigue? Because there are different reasons for it's not only ad fatigue that can cause your lead to drop. There are other reasons. So how do you know you've come to your ad is experiencing fatigue, something like that? I don't know if I frame my question very well.
Yeah, so is based on the analytics. So there is what is called click-through rate, CTR, right? So once you notice that your ads is reaching a lot of people and the click-through rate is low, let's say less than 6%, right? Just know that your ad creative is not working, right? Because even though people are not converting, at least if your ad creative is interesting enough, they should at least click on the ads. Just that if they get to the the WhatsApp, they get to your website, and what they saw on the ad is not really what's resonating on the website, they might not convert, but at least they should be able to click. Right. So I usually tend to know when there is a drop in the click-through rate. So if the click-through rate is high before and all of a sudden it's no longer as high as it used to be, that's when I know that people are actually not clicking on the ads, and then ad fatigue has actually set in.
So what if you've exhausted the number of possible leads for that location, your target location, your target lead? What if you've exhausted that? How do you because your click to rates, like you said, when it drops, it's possible that it's not ad fatigue. Maybe you've exhausted your possible leads for that particular location, your target location.
So you cannot exhaust your your number of or how much are you spending on Meta if you don't have up to $10,000. When I say $10,000, I mean per day. You can't actually exhaust the number of people on Facebook. The number of people on Facebook is how many people? Over 3 billion. 3 billion people. So there's no way you can exhaust. It depends on your budget. So if you're a small business, just forget about it. There's nothing like exhausting it. Is inexhaustible because the pool is quite much. So you shouldn't be looking in that direction. You should be looking at it should be telling you that your people are not your creative is not interesting. People are not clicking on it. They don't find it interesting. So yeah. Exhausting is only applicable to people who are spending big spenders. Like for example, Temu that spent up to $3 million in advertising for a month, right? So these are the people that should be talking about that they've exhausted, which is usually not the case because there are plenty people on social media, plenty, especially Meta. So yeah.
Thank you very much. That would be all.
All right. So I think that's basically it. Mr. Shedrack, you can go ahead and take over and then close the call. We've already spent 5 minutes into like take an extra 5 minutes. So I think that's basically it. So for the live stimulation, there'll be a link that will be shared for people who are not in the Facebook ads program for you to also participate. So other questions you can bring it while coming for the live session. I'll now take it there. So Shadrach, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Joshua. It's been a very interesting and engaging Q&A session. We have successfully come to the end of this Q&A session. So thank everyone for joining, and I will see everyone same time next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.